Hello, I am Tom Fournier, the Brigadier General for Crown Forces North America. This video is to support my opening comments at the 2024 Officer NCO School. In those comments, I talked about the nature of leadership and how those in the room need to practice it. To be promoted to an officer or an NCO is a wonderful accomplishment, but with that promotion comes responsibilities. The promotion does not mean that you only get to swan about in an officer's uniform or show off the chevrons on your sleeves. It truly means that you have to be a leader within our hobby, and that means a number of responsibilities. Being a leader means working with your unit on the training of your membership to be knowledgeable in all of the required aspects of drill needed for a season. Sharing the information through to your unit that is being shared by your Crown Forces staff for dissemination. Being concerned about and constantly aware of the welfare of those for whom you are responsible, including the women and children associated with your unit. If someone needs support, it's either going to be yourself or you have to help arrange that support. Understanding that the responsibility for your unit and its membership is for 24 hours for each day through the entire course of an event weekend. You need to keep yourself physically and mentally prepared to respond to a situation or an emergency. Being sure that your unit is prepared to be marched into formation. For example, for infantry, that includes doing a musket inspection, a uniform and accoutrements inspection, run through any drill maneuvers expected, for example, forming four deep, forming an open column of companies, taking the open order and closed order, and being able to reverse arms and rest on arms reversed. Forming in the street is the time to ensure that everyone is fully prepared to be on parade. Being prepared to have frank conversations with your personnel, for example, asking someone to sit out because they seem to be suffering from heat stress, or telling someone they cannot participate because they considerably overindulged in some form of intoxicant the night before and cannot be considered sober. And then being able to notify the command staff of situations that have occurred or may occur so that there are no blind sides. We feel extremely fortunate that the Crown Forces has so many exceptional leaders. An entity of its size and complexity could not work without commanders constantly stepping up and being able to execute with excellence. Shifting the topic a little, by now you should have seen the organizational chart for the Crown Forces staff. You can also find it and the position descriptions and what is involved in posting for one of these roles within our standing orders, which can be found on the Crown Forces website. I feel very good about the process that has been defined and the succession planning that we have done. I would now like to challenge our units to look to their succession planning. Have you identified that next generation of leader that's going to ensure the long-term continuity of your group? If so, what are you doing to develop them so they can step into a role at an appropriate time? Please consider when filling vacancies to also think about the best candidates and do not simply treat this on a seniority basis, meaning the next longest serving member does not necessarily get the next promotion. Crown Forces is only as strong as our constituent units. We are here to help you think through this and can offer help based on our own experiences. In closing, I would like to reinforce several key points. This is driven by the necessity of adhering to the safety practices and protocols that we have adopted in the standing orders for the Crown Forces. We cannot have a dynamic that if we are ever facing some type of a challenge to have to explain why we chose not to enforce an aspect of the safety regulations that we have all said we will follow. We're currently working to ensure that all participants have a flash guard and a hammer stall on their musket. Understand there is to be no rolling of cartridges at events. There is to be no consumption of intoxicants until we are done with the firings for the day and the site is closed to the public. We have already had a number of outstanding events this season, events that demonstrate the level of commitment of you all, and the spirits and level of excitement are high. These events have also shown that units are drilled up to a high quality, one that allows us to now focus on battalion and brigade level drill as opposed to the back to basics approach of the last 2 years. I'm truly looking forward to the remainder of this amazing season. Thank you to everyone for everything that you contribute.